Nobody cares. Let that sink in. Not your friends, not your family, not the people who said they believed in you, not the ones who liked your posts, shared your dreams, or promised they'd always be there. Nobody cares. And the sooner you understand this, the sooner your life will change. Because right now, you're waiting for encouragement, waiting for validation, waiting for someone to notice how hard you're trying, how much you're suffering, how close you are to giving up. But the world isn't waiting for you. The world is moving forward while you sit there, hoping someone will come save you. They won't. Nobody is coming. Nobody is going to wake up one day and decide to fix your life for you. Nobody is going to feel sorry enough to hand you success. Nobody is going to reward you just because you've been through pain. Pain doesn't make you special. Struggle doesn't make you important. Hard times don't give you a pass. Everyone is fighting something. Everyone has problems. Everyone thinks their pain is the heaviest. And that's why nobody cares. Think about it. When you tell people you're tired, what do they say? Same. When you say you're stressed, what do they say? Me too. When you say life is hard, what do they say? Yeah, it is. Then they move on. They go back to their own lives, their own worries, their own battles. Not because they're evil, not because they hate you, but because they are human. You are not the main character in anyone else's story. And once you accept that truth, you stop expecting sympathy and start building strength. Most people fail not because they're weak, but because they expect the world to care. They expect motivation to come from outside. They expect support to show up on time. They expect fairness. They expect recognition, but life doesn't work like that. Life rewards action, not intention. Life respects discipline, not excuses. Life responds to effort, not emotions. You can cry all night about how unfair life is. The sun will still rise. Bills will still be due. Time will still move forward. Your pain doesn't pause reality. Nobody cares that you're tired. The goal still exists. Nobody cares that you're scared. The challenge is still there. Nobody cares that you're broken. The work still needs to be done. And that hurts. It hurts to realize that your suffering isn't enough to make the world slow down for you. But that pain can either destroy you or wake you up. Because once you stop expecting care, you stop feeling disappointed. Once you stop seeking validation, you stop feeling ignored. Once you accept that nobody cares, you gain something far more powerful than sympathy. Freedom. Freedom from excuses. Freedom from waiting. Freedom from depending on anyone. You stop asking, why isn't anyone helping me? Then you start asking, what am I going to do about it? That's the moment everything changes. Strong people are not born strong. They are forged in silence. They are built in moments where nobody clapped, nobody cheered, nobody noticed. They showed up anyway. They trained when no one was watching. They worked when no one believed. They pushed forward when no one cared. And that's why they win. Look at any successful person. Any legend, any name people admire today. Do you think they were supported in the beginning? No. They were doubted, ignored, mocked, left alone. People only care when you make it. They care when you're successful. They care when you're visible. They care when your results force them to. Before that, you're invisible. And that's not a curse, that's an advantage. Because when nobody cares, you're free to fail without judgment. You're free to learn without pressure. You're free to grow without distraction. You don't need applause to improve. You don't need approval to progress. You need discipline. Discipline is doing the work even when nobody is watching. Discipline is showing up even when nobody asks. Discipline is staying consistent when nobody cares. Motivation fades. Feelings change. Support disappears. But discipline remains. Stop telling people your plans. Stop explaining your struggles. Stop looking for sympathy. Save your energy. Put it into your craft. Put it into your body. Put it into your mind. Because results speak louder than pain ever will. No one cares about your excuses. No one cares about your story. No one cares about what you've been through. They care about what you can do. They care about what you produce. They care about what you achieve. They care about what you become. That's the brutal truth. And once you accept it, you stop wasting time trying to be understood. You focus on becoming undeniable. Let this truth harden you, not poison you. Don't turn bitter. Turn better. Don't hate the world for not caring. Use it as fuel every time you feel ignored. Remember this. You don't need their attention to grow. You don't need their approval to succeed. You don't need their care to become powerful. You need commitment. Commitment to wake up early even when you're tired. Commitment to train even when you're sore. Commitment to study even when your mind resists. Commitment to continue even when progress feels slow. That's how strength is built, not in comfort, not in praise, but in loneliness. When it's just you and the work. Those are the moments that define you. Anyone can work when they're supported. Anyone can stay motivated when they're praised. Anyone can feel strong when they're loved. But can you move forward when nobody cares? Can you push through silence? Can you endure invisibility? Can you stay disciplined without encouragement? That's the real test. And if you can pass it, you become dangerous. Because you stop relying on external fuel. You become self-powered. You stop needing motivation. You stop needing validation. You stop needing permission. You act, and action changes everything. The world doesn't respond to potential. It responds to proof. So, stop complaining. Stop explaining. Stop waiting. Use the truth. Nobody cares. And that's why it's on you. On you to rise. On you to fight. On you to build something from nothing. This is where strength begins. This is where most people quit. Not because they can't continue, but because they finally understand the truth and don't like how it feels. The truth strips comfort away. It takes the soft excuses, the emotional cushions, the lies you told yourself to survive, and it burns them down. When you realize nobody cares, you are left alone with one thing: responsibility. And responsibility is heavy, because now you can't blame anyone. Not your parents, not your past, not your friends, not the system. Not the world. It's on you. Your failures are yours. Your wasted time is yours. Your unrealized potential is yours. That realization crushes weak minds. That's why most people run back to distractions. They scroll, they sleep, they complain. They numb themselves with noise, anything to avoid sitting alone with the truth that their life is the result of their daily choices. Nobody wants to admit that, because it's easier to believe someone else is responsible. But listen carefully. The moment you accept full responsibility is the moment you gain full control. As long as you believe someone else is the problem, someone else owns your future. As long as you wait for care, support, motivation, or fairness, you are powerless. Power begins when excuses end, and excuses end when you stop expecting the world to care. You weren't meant to be comfortable. You weren't meant to be understood. You weren't meant to be protected. You were meant to be forged. Every strong person you admire went through a phase where they were alone with their ambition. No applause, no encouragement, no safety net. Just doubt, pressure, and silence. that silence is not emptiness. It is a test. Silence asks one question: do you still move forward when nobody is watching? Because real growth doesn't happen in public. It happens in isolation. It happens when you choose discipline over comfort again and again with no immediate reward. This is where your identity is built. Most people want to feel inspired before they act. Strong people act even when they feel nothing. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait to feel confident. They don't wait to feel supported. They move because movement is who they are. That's the difference. You don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your habits. And habits don't care about your feelings. Your body doesn't care if you're tired. Your goals don't care if you're scared. Time doesn't care if you're not ready. Time will move forward with or without you. Every day you hesitate, someone else is working. Every day you complain, someone else is improving. Every day you wait for care, someone else is becoming unstoppable. And that should make you uncomfortable. Because comfort is dangerous. Comfort keeps you average. Comfort keeps you slow. Comfort keeps you weak. Pain, pressure, and responsibility are what sharpen you. Stop romanticizing ease. Stop chasing happiness. Stop believing life owes you softness. Life owes you nothing. And that is exactly why you must take everything. You must take your mornings back. You must take control of your time. You must take responsibility for your health. You must take ownership of your mind. No one will do it for you. No one is coming to save you from yourself. And that's not a tragedy. That's the opportunity. Because when nobody cares, you are no longer performing for anyone. You are no longer living to impress. You are no longer seeking approval. You are building for yourself. That kind of focus is lethal. It creates people who don't break under pressure because pressure is all they know. It creates people who don't panic in chaos because chaos is familiar. It creates people who don't quit when things get hard because hard is their normal. You don't need confidence. Confidence is a byproduct. You need competence. Competence comes from repetition. Repetition comes from discipline. Discipline comes from accepting that nobody cares. Once you accept that, excuses sound ridiculous. You stop saying I'm tired and start saying I'll rest later. You stop saying I'm not motivated and start saying it doesn't matter. You stop saying it's too hard and start saying good. Because hard means growth. Easy means stagnation. The world doesn't reward comfort seekers, it rewards problem solvers. And to solve problems, you need clarity. Here is clarity. Your emotions are unreliable. Your mood is irrelevant. Your past is finished. What matters is what you do today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. One disciplined action today is worth more than 1,000 emotional promises. This is where mental toughness is built. Mental toughness is not yelling at yourself in the mirror. It's not pretending you're strong. It's not hype. Mental toughness is quiet. It's doing the boring work. It's showing up when no one knows. It's pushing forward without praise. It's choosing long-term respect over short-term relief. Most people collapse under boredom, not difficulty. They can handle pain. They can handle struggle. They can handle chaos. But they can't handle monotony. They can't handle doing the same thing every day with no guarantee of success. That's why they quit. But if you can embrace boredom, you unlock consistency. And consistency beats intensity every time. You don't need to change everything overnight. You need to stop quitting on yourself. Stop breaking promises to yourself. Every time you say you'll do something and don't, you weaken your identity. Every time you quit early, you teach your mind that comfort is more important than commitment. And your mind listens. Train it differently. Do what you said you would do, especially when you don't feel like it. That's how self-respect is built. And self-respect is stronger than motivation. Once you respect yourself, you don't negotiate with weakness. You don't ask, should I work today? You say, this is what I do. You don't debate discipline, you live it. This is the shift. From emotional to intentional. From reactive to controlled. From dependent to independent. You stop needing the world. And when you stop needing the world starts respecting you. Not because it suddenly cares, but because strength commands attention. Results force recognition. People don't listen to words. They watch actions. They don't care about potential. They care about proof. That's why silence is powerful. Work quietly. Build relentlessly. Improve obsessively. Let them ignore you. Let them doubt you. Let them underestimate you. Because when results arrive, explanations are unnecessary. And make no mistake, the journey will be lonely. There will be days where you question everything. Days where progress feels invisible. Days where quitting seems logical. That's normal. Those moments are the price of becoming uncommon.